It's the Al Travis Show, and we're lucky to have our next guest on. He, of course, our big friend, Louis Binge. Louis, how are you today, my friend?
Very good, Al. Very good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no, it is our pleasure. What is the latest in your neck of the woods? What's going on with the shop?
The hub
The
in
hub.
Fairmont, Minnesota, that I'm a small part with. We got all kinds of stuff planned. We're going to be having a art mart on the street beginning in first part of May on the 8th. And
What is an art mart? Give me an idea what
art,
you're talking about.
art mart includes people selling their art, people
Oh,
promoting their businesses. There will be a food truck and live music, as well as some people that create foods. Anything that's creative will be there, and we're going to do that beginning on May 8th, every other Thursday into September. So
oh,
it's
wow. All right.
going to be kind of a fun, exciting thing. So we're excited.
And what something that costs you nothing? You just go look around. I mean, other than if you're going to buy
Come
something.
grab a bite to eat. There's some great food trucks. If you go to imaginemartin.com,
Mm-hmm.
you'll find all the information about the actual dates and different things. So it should
Love
be
that.
fun. We're thinking people will say, you know what, let's run down there, grab a bite to eat, listen to a little music, and check it out.
I love that. I love that a lot. All right, we've been doing this thing where you put together a list for us, and the list this time we're on is your favorite 60s and 70s music. It always brings back some flashing memories and that sort of thing. It calls for good conversation. I don't know if this first group, Seals and Croft, let me see if I can get this going down the line for you, ever, they were so popular at the time, but I don't think they wore well. Here's the song. Here's what we're talking about.
See the curtains hanging in the window in the evening on a Friday night.
At the time, I mean, everybody was singing along with that stuff. I mean, the Seals and Croft, they were fantastic. I just don't know that if I'm at the bar today and the jukebox on, if I'm throwing Seals and Croft on. I don't know.
You know, I'm a little bit concerned, Al, that we start right out with you being wrong. It's just
Oh,
very concerning to me that you could start
what?
out right off the bat, right away today, that you're
Oh,
starting out
no.
wrong. Because I think this group gets stronger for Mr. Binge
No.
every year. I love their music, and in some ways, like them
Oh,
better than Simon and Garfunkel in many ways. And that's a big compliment.
wow. That is. Yeah,
I
they're
think.
very similar, but really? You're sitting there thinking, wow, if I just heard a little summer breeze by Seals and Crofts, I'd feel okay. Okay. All right, fine.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it takes me back to those years or
That
something. I don't know. But regardless, I still enjoy listening to them.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Next one, again, another one of those bands. Once you start putting down the list, they've got to be on the list, but probably doesn't come right off the top of your head. It's the Hollies.
Riding along on a carousel, trying to catch up to you. Riding along on a carousel, will I catch up to you?
You know what the problem with the Hollies are, and I know it now. I know it as we're just doing that. Is they remind me of the Partridge Family and the crap music they threw out. That's the problem.
Well, you know, as you know better than most, there's a period of time from, I'd say, about 65 to 67, just 2 or 3 years,
Yeah.
that it was kind of the bubble gum years of rock and roll.
Yes.
And you know, because as we've talked before, because in my case I was 9, I don't know if it could be any more perfect. but it is definitely a bubblegum feeling
Yeah.
before the acid rock and everything took off in the late 60s. But it's still entertaining.
All right, then that's fair enough. I go with, you talk Seals and Croft. Who's the other one you mentioned? Art Garfunkel, those kind of guys. This next one for me, he kills it. He crushes it for him. He's the ballad guy. If I'm going to put him on my playlist, and it's Cat Stevens. Who doesn't love Cat Stevens? Yeah.
It's everything to you. You say you want to start something new, and it's breaking my heart you're leaving. Baby, I'm grieving. But if you want to leave, take good care. Hope you have a lot.
Who doesn't love Cat Stevens? Come on, get out. That's
Cat Stevens, in my opinion, stands way out by himself. He just
yeah,
is
yeah.
unbelievable.
Good.
And his songs, I like his quote that he gave not too terrible long ago, because of his change in lifestyle and different things. And people said they were shocked that what he ended up doing with his life. And his quote back was, "Obviously, you weren't listening to my music if you didn't know I was going to do something like this." And I thought that was fairly
Yeah,
valid because he's a great storyteller. And
there.
every time he writes anything, you go, "Oh my gosh, you know exactly where he's at emotionally when he sings it."
Exactly. And I don't know how you get that emotional. He must have sang those songs hundreds upon hundreds of times. But every time you ever heard him, he was singing it the same way. It felt something to him. It made something happen. We got to go to break, Mr. Binge, before we get to a couple of my faves. I'm very excited about this list. Mr. Binge TV Guru comes up with his best tunes of the 60s and 70s. We discuss more right after this. It's the Al Travis Show. We've got a Mr. Binge talking all things, music inclined this week's list. Yeah, I get Seals and Croft, but I tell you, I love Cat Stevens. This next one is probably generational, but I don't know if it holds up so well.
Within you. Don't you want someone? Don't you need somebody?
Binge, it was an anthem for us back in the day, but I don't think it holds up. It's not just cheeseball stuff. I'm not sorry,
Well,
didn't hold up for me.
I tend to agree. However, Grace Slick is one of the greatest voices
Sure.
of rock and roll, and that makes this. If it was someone else singing it, I don't think we would even know
but
the
yeah.
song today. But it is definitely caught in a time warp of the late '60s with the hippie movement and
Yeah.
such. I like their music, but I tend to agree with you. I don't think it probably holds up. It's not one of my go-to groups now.
Yes. But then at the same point, this is you going from one end to the next, the very next group, it's an anthem hit that holds up today, will hold up tomorrow. It's going to be played everywhere forever. I love this group.
2, 3.
Cannot be 60 years old and not know every word to Sweet Home Alabama. And as soon as it kicks on, your head's jamming, you're going, come on, Leonard Skinner, come
Well,
on.
to me, when I think of Leonard Skinner, I go, "Oh, I kind of like them. I kind of like them." Then I put it on and put on a song by them and go, "Oh my gosh, this
Yeah.
is what rock and roll was supposed to be." I mean,
Yeah.
and was, and
Yeah.
still is. This song, when I was listening to it, when I was preparing this list, when I got done, I just played it again. I was
Oh.
like, what a performance, live or in studio. They're just awesome. They were the greatest.
When I was teaching my kids music, right, every dad's got to do it, and the old music's on it. This song would come, and I'd crank that stereo in my old car, and I'd make them hear it. They jammed Leonard Skinner and loved every minute of it. I can't stand most of the stuff they listen to today, but Leonard Skinner, the old man and their kids, can say, "Yeah, that's rock and roll, baby."
Absolutely, that is rock and roll for sure.
Might be one of my favorite songs of all time when you put it all down. I just absolutely love Sweet Home Alabama. All right, and an interesting group. Again, you do your list, you do your homework. I might have forgot about these guys until you put them on your list. But yeah, but fantastic. Here it is.
There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I got to beware.
This whole Vietnam era thing, right? I mean, it's about the war and the good, the bad, the ugly. And there's a lot of those singers, nothing wrong with them. But when I think rock and roll, I don't think of them. That's why when you had it on the list and I played them, like, oh yeah, I can sing every word of that song. That was played all the time.
A great song, a great group. But I'm with you. It's not the first group I think of when I think of old music. But as soon as you hear, and it's another one, you can say 8 to 10 different songs that you know by heart.
So why doesn't that stick in your head? Leonard Skinner and I would have come up on my list of the greatest bands of all time. But when you listen to Buffalo Springfield, you can list 10 of their songs. Why would that not come up? Jefferson Airplane, yeah, I get it. That was hot at the time, but nothing for me. This is a great list. Makes me think a lot.
And this period shows this list too shows the difference between a song like we just heard and going back to the Hollies, how things change in a matter of 3 years.
Yes,
the quality and the style of music, whether you like one better than the other, it's still amazing how much it changed.
It was quite eclectic, from hard rock and roll to the peacenik stuff to the cheesy stuff that the Partridge Family was singing. It was a mix back in the day.
Lastly, in that time too, then you have all the stuff I haven't even touched on yet, Motown, and incredible songs like that.
It was the best time to be alive when it came to music. Sir, we're out of time. I'm sorry. Let's do this one more time. What's going on at the Hub? Because I know there's a lot starting. What, Thursdays? Did I get it right? What's the Hub stuff?
Thursday, May 8th, we're starting
that's coming up.
On the streets of downtown Fairmont. We're going to have an art mart that includes food vendors and artists, and we'll have a food truck and some live music every other Thursday beginning May 8th, all summer long. So it should be great fun.
Love it, my friend. I appreciate you being here. Great list of songs again. Wow. Couple of my all-time favorites, couples I didn't even remember until you had them on the list. Great list, Mr. Binge. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you. Fun as always, Al.
Mr. Binge, TV Guru on the Al Travis Show. Much more coming up. Stick around.